I gotta get my hat. I gotta get my hat. I got my Tigers hat, man. What's up, guys? What's up? Oh boy, what a year so far. What a white boy summer so far. I don't know how this is ever gonna materialize into anything. It's 3:00 in the morning. There's nobody that's gonna join. Nobody's gonna join this, but we're gonna sit here and wait for somebody to join. Oof. I look horrible. Anyways, so we got two people here. So, this has been a crazy summer so far. I think it was funny. I just made like a community post what was that, like a day ago? About just, saying like, I love my old best friend and I miss my old best friend. And somebody like just commented on one of the community posts. I guess this is why I'm doing this, because this is fucking annoying, right? Like, I think I'm being pretty wholesome with like some of the things I've been posting about Stev being on Fish Tank and how much I really miss my old best friend. And what really upsets me and bothers me is like somebody commented like, "Oh yeah, Xanatos, you need help. You need to go find help because you're clear." It's like all I'm doing is making posts about how I love my best friend. I'm proud of my. And it was a post I made about Stev where it's like he should 100%. For the 4 people that are watching this right now, he should 100% be a father. He should 100% be like the leader or the boss or like the manager of some company. I'm aware of what he does, but like he was always that kind of guy. And so like I made a community post on my YouTube page about how like, oh yeah, Stev should be a dad. He should be a leader because he was naturally born. I mean, I don't know if he's like necessarily like the greatest leader in the world, but like he definitely has what it takes to be like a really strong guy. And then I like make a post about that and somebody's like, "Oh, Xanatos needs help. Xanatos is losing it again." And it's like, fuck you guys. I think that's the whole point of this live stream is like when people comment like stuff like that, it's like, fuck you, but it's all good, man. It's a shame that like when you are, I know I've like made some like very, very unfortunate comments and things in the past, but for people to like totally ignore the fact that you're being wholesome, like that does bother me. And I get it, right? Like I made some stupid posts and some stupid videos a lot of times, but like when you're actually trying to be wholesome and you're trying to be like a good person, then people decide like, fuck, I'm just going to shit on this motherfucker, right? Like, and that's, I don't know. I think, yeah, so I think that's the only reason why I'm doing this is because I got some comment on my YouTube that's just like, oh. It's like, all I'm doing is saying I love my best friend. Like, I don't think that's any kind of sign of like, oh man, I'm really going through one right now, guys. Oh man, he said he loves his old best friend, man. Something must really be going on here. Something must really be wrong here, right? Like Xanatos is saying he loves his old childhood friend, right? But no, it's all good, man. What do you guys want to talk about? Crackbone, he's kind of disappeared. So like, I mean, if you want to talk about like the Crackbone thing, like with Crackbone, I don't want to say what I want to say because it's going to sound douchey, but like, I mean, he was kind of an invention. Like, like I recorded him without him knowing and then edited it in a way that was going to make him be more popular and be more funny. Or like, I definitely like recorded some things and then made a script of a conversation that incorporated like things that I recorded of him saying. And of course, like people like were like, oh, that's kind of fake. That's kind of bullshit, right? So that's kind of what happened with Crackbone. And so he just disappeared off the face of the earth. And I mean, so like I kind of created a star. So I mean, I hate to say this shit, but I mean, Babbling Brook here wants to know, I kind of created him as a star and he did not want to be a star. I want to say like he created himself as a star, right? But I put it out there on the internet. And because of that, obviously that rubbed everyone the wrong way. And I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken with him in a long time either. So who cares? But that's not important, man. Crackbone. So like Crackbone's kind of like a guy like President Trump. Like he he doesn't really want to be the king of the internet. He just wants to be the king of whatever room he is speaking in at that time. Like I can remember so many times back in the day, Crackbone would be like, he'd be so happy with like those 40 people in a Ventrilo server just listening to him. Like he just wanted to be the king of the room that day. He just wanted to be, he wanted to be the center of attention, but only for like a small group of people. He didn't like the big publicity, because I will say this one story about Crackbone, and we've all dealt with this in our personal lives, everybody that's been on YouTube, but back in the day, like 10 years ago, somebody found him from his work on YouTube doing the Crackbone stuff, and Crackbone immediately freaked out and decided, oh man, you got to delete all my stuff from the internet. And that's what kind of happened there, I think. I think that answers your question right there, because somebody at work found out about it, and he messaged me freaking out. So like I had to take down the on your roof prank call. This is, I can't believe I remember this stuff after 10 years ago or more. This is like 10 years ago, right? And somebody had found the prank calls, and he freaked out about it. And I think that was kind of, which is, it's bullshit, because he still did prank calls after that anyways. He just didn't want like more than like 50 or 100 people to know about it. So what else can we talk about? I mean, a lot of the old guys are still probably doing really good. I know they still hang out and talk to each other, which good for them. They should. I mean, I could tell you all kinds of stuff about what happened with the old group, but like the whole reason that went south was because like once people kind of like, I mean, I'll give you the real short version. Once people realized like JS kind of like didn't like me anymore, like I'm not stupid. Like you can kind of fill in the blanks. You can kind of know when you're on your way out the door in like 2015 or whatever it was. And so I kind of knew it based off what people were saying and based off what happened with the group that you're just better off not really dealing with it. Kind of like how a lot of us are like, hey, if shit gets too annoying or complicated or too difficult, we're just not going to deal with it anymore. So that's kind of what I did. So, it's tough running a group, because I've said this story before about, and I don't know how many internet clans or internet communities you have been a part of, but I can tell you this, man, what happens is, let's say I've said this 5 times, so I'm sorry if you've heard this before and I'm repeating myself, but let's say you're a group of 15 people. That group is slowly going to dissolve into like 3 groups of 5. And that group of 5 is not going to want to deal with this group of 5 or that group of 5. And that's what happened with our internet clan and our internet group. And so I know I still get comments about like, oh, we need a G-Man squad reunion. We need the G-Man squad to get back together again. Man, we were all 17, 18, 19, 20 years old at the time. You want a bunch of people in their 30s and their mid-30s to get back together and make G-Man Squad again? Do you know how bad that would be? You know how terrible? Oh, Pat Rick is here. Hey, Pat Rick. This is the Pat Rick live stream, Pat Rick. Hey, it's your lucky fucking day. But like, so the G-Man Squad stuff, like, and then I can keep going on. We might as well keep this up, because I kind of have some things to talk about. So I can talk about what Stev and I kind of like, why that split started to happen. So Stev and I definitely got into like a big argument over how to write G-Man Squad, basically. And that's where the beginning of the end started. And this was a long, long, long time ago. And, so what happened was, we pretty much got into a big argument about the script. Like, G-Man Squad was one of those things where you improvised it like for the first 2 episodes, but then you realize improvising isn't going to work. So we have to write stuff. We have to like come up with stuff. Otherwise, this is never, ever going to be a video. And it was like G-Man Squad episode 7, episode 8 that Stev like had an interest in writing, because, I mean, I don't know. We were bored kids. We were bored kids that were in college, like fresh out of high school. And, a lot of times when you're fresh out of high school, your life isn't that interesting or exciting for a while. It takes a little bit. Or maybe it's just like you have these moments of downtime, especially when you're in college, like in the summertime. So we would get to writing. He just wanted to write G-Man Squad episode 8, and I guess like we're gonna get like specific. Like he had an idea of like, okay, here's one big scene, and here's another big scene, and here's another big scene. And me, as somebody who like edited G-Man Squad for all those videos, I like to kind of do like a Tim and Eric Awesome Show kind of thing, where you edit, like you kind of just like, okay, so there's 3 big scenes in a video, but then you kind of keep cutting back and forth between the 3 scenes instead of showing one whole scene, another whole scene, and another whole scene. So that was the big disagreement that Stev and I had about writing G-Man Squad way back then, and why it kind of went downhill, because like, well, we couldn't agree on the fact that, well, I like, because, you know, I understood way back then that G-Man Squad has like, or like, you know, people watching G-Man Squad has like a very short attention span. So you kind of have to keep changing it up. Like, you don't want a scene to run 4 or 5 minutes. We did that in the trams episode, where the tram sequence at the beginning, watch it again, it literally runs 3 or 4 minutes. And I was trying to avoid that from that point forward, because I even remember like when I was editing that video, like, this is going to be a problem, and like, this is not going to go well. So that was something that we did back then. And of course, I kind of wanted to, I mean, you know, what we really should have done was just make a bunch of 3 or 4 minute videos. And instead of like the 10, 11, 12-minute videos, like that would have been the way to go about that. So, but yeah, no, like I was hoping, I mean, like, you know, imagine, so Stev, I know at first he liked Crackbone, but then, and Boris at first, he liked Crackbone too. Like, this was one of the other reasons, this was another thing that we had with JS, man, is like, somebody comes onto the scene and everybody likes this guy. And then 1 month later, not 1 minute later, but 1 month later, they realize, you know what? I don't actually like this guy anymore. You know, as Xantos, you know what? I don't like this guy anymore. You deal with it. And it's like, that's why it's so hard to run any kind of internet group or internet clan. And you can't really like kick somebody out, right? Because then what are they going to do? Like, maybe they're mad about being kicked out, so they're going to try to find ways to get back into your VoIP server. They're going to have like some kind of fucking proxy server to get back in there, and they can comment out. They'll just make another account, you know, so you can't like really ban people from your group either. So that's not going to work either. So all you got to, I don't know, I guess all you got to do is just hope that they go away. But it's so hard to run a group, man. And like I said the story before, but the whole story of JS is like, you just get tired of trying to mend fences and fix bridges. You would rather just fucking burn bridges. Isn't that easier, right? Like, you know, instead of trying to make this work for weeks and weeks and months, I'm just going to fucking set this motherfucker on fire, then we don't got to deal with it anymore. Problem solved, right? So that's kind of like the story of a lot of internet groups and a lot of things in a nutshell. But like Crackbone was always the guy who, he's on Ventrilo, right? We're playing games, we're doing this, we're doing that. All of a sudden, hey guys, I'm going to be right back. He would be gone for 3 fucking days. He would be, hey guys, be right back. He would still be in that same Ventrilo channel. He would still be in that same Discord channel for 3 fucking days. And then he'd come back and be like, hey guys, what's up? Crackbone, where the fuck were you for the last 3 days? I wasn't gone for 3 days. Yeah, you were. You were fucking gone for 3 days. You said be right back, and that was a lot longer. I would always joke with him, like, that's a lot longer than being right back, right? You were gone for 3 days. And it's funny. I mean, at the end of the day, you just, obviously, like, people like to have him in the server, right? Because he's funny, but it's so funny how, like, you know, he just would be like, oh, no, nothing happened, right? I wasn't gone for 3 days. What are you talking about? You know, that's something he would do all the time. But when anyone watched that Bite Me Zombie short series, what are you talking about? Something we did a long time ago, that Hearts and Brains that somebody wrote? But anyways, so that's the whole story. What else can we talk about? Stev being on Fish Tank was amazing. Definitely like, my year has been terrible, guys. I don't know what your guys' year has been like, okay? My year... Okay, it's been crazy, but in a good way, but it's also been terrible. Stev being on Fish Tank Season 4 is absolutely the highlight of my year. Like, I know at first I was like, when I got the news, I was like, oh no. what is this going to mean? What is happening? But then I watched it and I read all the stuff online, and I literally was laughing so hard I was about to fucking cry. That's how hard I was laughing. Like, I was reading some of the Twitter posts about Fish Tank season 4 and a lot of the other stuff that people were saying about Stev. And I mean, look, okay, I know Stev, right? Like, we grew up together. I know he's doing it to be a good sport. He's doing it to be a trooper. I think production told him to do certain things in Fish Tank season 4. And I fucking totally get it, man. I used to kind of do a couple little productions myself, so there's nothing but total. I am so proud. Nothing but pride. Total pride, except it's not Pride Month anymore. That was last month, and neither of us are gay, so I'm sorry about that guy. I liked all the comments on Twitter about Stev being Jewish. I can confirm he's not. I'm not Jewish either. I know Stev and I, we got those big noses, man, but we're not Jewish. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I grew up Catholic, and he grew up Presbyterian or something. Lutheran. No, he grew up Lutheran, and I grew up Christian. So we're not Jewish, although I think Lutherans are half Jew and half Catholic. So maybe he is half Jew. I don't know, but I love some of the. I mean, he was just getting. I mean, people were calling him a pedophile, but that's because Fish Tank, the production kind of stuck him with a 14-year-old, or no, not a 14, sorry, an 18-year-old girl. And I think kind of instructed him to be as weird as possible. So that's why you had all the stuff about him being a pedophile. One of the funniest Twitter posts I saw was they quoted Stev saying, "Age is just a number." And the quote was by Jared from Subway. That was another really funny post on Twitter. There was a lot of funny posts on Twitter and on the Fish Tank forums. But, at the end of the day, Stev was on Fish Tank season 4. He wrestled 2 people and won. He kicked their ass. And suddenly, shortly after that, the show got canceled. Season 4 got canceled. So is there any coincidence there? Did Stev ruin the show? Stev being on the show made the producers and the people on the show realize, oh, fuck, we got to, come up with we got to, rethink things here. And obviously, I think Stev, hey, that sounds like something Stev could do. He is always capable of it. And, say, I love him. I miss him. He's been gone from this town for a long time, and I'm still here because, my parents grew up here. My grandparents grew up here. My grandpa lived literally down the street from me growing up when I was a little kid. So, I don't want to be like my brother who moved all the way the fuck out of town. I don't want to be like Stev who moved all the way out of state. I am kind of like that old school, old fashioned, retarded kind of guy that wants to stay here and stay here in my hometown for the rest of my life for the most part. I mean, if I'm going to move, I'm not going to move that far. I have moved before, but you realize, everybody listening to this, if you want to move across states, if you want to move 1 or 2 hours away, it's really no different than anywhere else unless you're very rich and can afford to live in a nice community. If you're not rich and loaded and you want to move somewhere else, it's going to be the same shit. Even if you move from the East Coast to the West Coast, to the North, to the South, it's really not that much different. People are still going to be disappointing no matter what. You're just going to have to deal with it. You're just going to have to live with it. But what else can we talk about? We need questions. I'm going to go pee or something. I mean, I do have to pee at some point, but come on, man. I need questions. When do we get to jack off all over the book of lies known as the Quran? I don't have any problems with Muslims, dude. I don't really have any problems with Muslims. And then, yeah, Chris, you might want to go back and watch this again, because I actually did. I thought I was going to go. I love live streams and doing monologues and stuff like that, because I thought I was going to go into this having nothing to say. And sure enough, I have a lot to say, but I think I'm going to probably start repeating myself soon. So this is going to end soon. Can we just get out? Can we get some questions? I haven't talked to Wolfer lately, but I talked to Boris quite a lot. Boris and I have always kind of gotten along, but I know 5-10 years ago, I would join his Discord server and he would ask me these really awkward questions. And it's man, we haven't talked to each other in 5 years, and that's how you're going to lead off. So like that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about Boris. But Boris and I, Steph and I, we're pretty socially awkward. Like, I mean, why do you think so many of us are single? You know, Boris isn't single, but I know a lot of us are. So, would you open a Discord or TeamSpeak? I mean, I think a lot of the old JS guys are already on a Discord, and you just have to find that one. But I'm not going to really take part in it because I think a few of those guys, well, yeah, I was not the most swell guy in the world. Like, I did a lot of fucked up shit, and I was not a nice guy. A lot of times I was kind of a dictator when it came to, like, the video stuff. Like, I was a dictator when I was a director. I was a fucking asshole. But at the end of the day, you know, I really don't think I have any interest in talking to 2 or 3 of the old guys anymore. You know, because there's clearly no not relation or connection. There's no chemistry. I'm trying to think of a better word. There's no chemistry. We don't get along. There's a few of us that like we have total differences in opinions and hobbies, maybe politics, music, movies, video games, everything. And you know, when it comes to like an internet relationship and you're like a guy and another guy, like, you know, it's not like real life where that doesn't matter. When it comes to like people you're talking to on the internet, you have to have some kind of common ground where you relate to each other and like, okay, maybe we like the same fucking shitty band, or maybe we like the same fucking shitty hobby like skateboarding, you know, that's usually all it takes. But I don't know, man. The fish tank stuff is great because like it does kind of like bring into the question, like, what if Crackbone and Stev were in the same room? What if Stev and I were in the same room? We have barely talked in 15 years. That was 2011 after my birthday, like summer. I was working at a baseball minor league team at the time, and I was texting him while I was at work, and I sent that one text, and that one text that I sent Stev was the text that ended our friendship forever. And this is a story that has happened throughout my life, unfortunately. And this was back in 2011. I sent Stev a text. It was a bitchy, snobby kind of text because he was kind of like bitch. He was complaining about something. So I was like, well, what about this? And what about this? Like, why didn't you? And then he didn't like that at all. And because of that, we were no longer friends anymore. And it's fucking bullshit, man. Like, that was almost 15 years ago, man. We're in our mid-30s right now. Both of us should be married and have kids. Neither of us are married. Neither of us have kids. Like, let's fucking bury the hatchet, man. Let's get this shit. Let's grow the fuck up. I know you got to come back into town sometime. I see your mom here in town all the fucking time. Let's be friends. Let's fucking at least have some closure. Like, we don't have to be friends again. We don't even have to say, oh, I'm sorry again. Just like, let's just be like, all right, yeah, we hate each other. Shake hands. Stev and I, we can move on our fucking way, okay? Because I mean, look, okay, I understand. I'm not the victim here, okay? I'm the guy that kind of was like, I don't know, the guy when I was 18, 21 years old. But like, man, you know, he really fucked me up. Stev really fucked me up by ghosting me and by stopping. He didn't talk to me anymore. You know, that screwed me up mentally. Like, you want to fucking make fun of me, like I said at the beginning of my stream here. Like, if you want to make fun of me for, oh, Xanatos is losing it again. He's clearly he's off his rocker again. But like, fucking think about some of the shit that happened, and you might have a little better idea of why I'm so opinionated and so vocal and so, I guess, intense about this subject. Because okay, I guess I'm going to have to use I don't think Stev actually cares, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I have not reached out because, I mean, there's no even way to really reach out to me because I don't have my email published anywhere. You would have, if you were to reach out to me, you would have to comment on my YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. That's all I have. I don't have anything else. So I don't know. We've kind of reached this point of the internet where unless you have like a phone number or you have somebody on Messenger or any of that gay shit or Discord. Yeah, I guess I could Discord. Like, if you don't have that stuff, there's really no way of reaching out to that person. Because what if you leave a comment and they don't read it for another 2 months? That's not a way to reach out to somebody either. So, but No, it's all good, man. But like you say, you can't imagine after the year I had how shocked I was to get that message about Stev being on Fish Tank season 4. One of the greatest things that happened to me this year. I am, and I love it because I don't want to do content creation. I don't want to do production. I just want to be a viewer. I just want to be a critic. And you know, this is the perfect thing for me as just the viewer to watch this shit. I mean, that visual, again, I said this in a community post of him, because like me and my brother grew up skateboarding all the time. And like my dad and I think a couple other guys, like we would build skateboard ramps and stuff together. Like this is when I was like 12 years old, before like I was really close friends with Stev. So to see that image of him sitting on that, or no, he's laying on that skateboard ramp, like with his arms crossed. He just got his eyes closed, like he's just waiting for something like to happen because this is a bunch of boring bullshit. Like that is a visual that I'm gonna have my entire life. I love him for it. I'm so proud that he did this. I don't know if like the $10,000 thing is true or not, but like Stev donating to Fish Tank definitely got his foot in the door. So it's not like nobody knew who he was when he went on the show, because like I read online, people quickly found out who he was because he was a moderator and a donator and a chat. He was always on the Discord and he was always chatting on the show. So like, good for him, man. I'm so proud of him. And like, I know somebody made the comment one time, and we're going to end the live stream with this, and then somebody can, if you want to comment questions or whatever. But I know somebody made this comment on a video that I made a while ago, or just a short that I uploaded a while ago. It's like, oh, Xanatos, it looks like you're trying to pass the torch onto somebody else. Like you're trying to have somebody else continue, I guess, what you started. That person is Stev. That person is Steve. He is that guy. He has throughout my life been one of the most smartest, most brilliant people I have ever met. And it's not going to change. He doesn't want to let being 36 years old stop him. He wants to keep fucking going. I've met so many people. I don't know how old you guys are. I assume there's nobody here that are in their 40s. I have met so many people in this shitty town in their 40s that do not let anything stop them. They act like they're still 21 years old. And these are people 40, 45, 46, 48. And they act like they're still trying to be 21. And I think Stev is going to be that kind of guy when he gets older. Like, motherfucker's going to be 50 years old, and he's going to have the energy of a fucking 25-year-old. He's going to have the energy of someone half his age. And it's going to be all right. That's nice of you to check on me, Chris. At least somebody does. But no, it's all good, man. We're so proud of Stev. I don't know if I speak for my hometown. Wow, voice crack. I don't know if I speak for my hometown or if I speak for JS or not, but we are so proud of him. I'm proud of him. I think that was the most ballsy thing ever, to go on that show and just get roasted. Like, the TTS chats and stuff like that in Fish Tank are fucking ridiculous. So, any other questions before I leave? There's no point in. I never spoke to Gary Newman ever. I spoke to Steinman and Zachariah Scott in real life, but that was it, because I flew to New York City, and they did too. Because Steinman at the time I think was in Canada, and Zachariah at the time was in Florida. And I met like a bunch of old school machinima farts that I don't talk to anymore. And no, I don't play Savin Co-op anymore. I don't play anything anymore. Steinman kind of like moved back to England, and he kind of like went back to his normal non-internet, non-video game industry life. I've already talked about Asmongold in the past. Anyone mentioned? I don't know if anybody mentioned G-Man Squad on Fish Tank. That's why I was so mad about Stev being on Fish Tank, because it's like, we are not going to have Stev be on Fish Tank for a whole season and not have somebody recognize him from the Herderbird sketch and G-Man Squad. I personally will not let that happen. No, I'm kidding. As Stev, like say, we obviously we burn that bridge, and he doesn't want to talk about like the stuff that we did with JS anymore. And I totally get that. I mean, he is way more successful and way more popular than all of us. I mean, he's still single. He still don't got any kids. And Stev, I know you have the fucking potential to do so, man. Do it, man. You're way better than me. I know you can do it. Have a fucking family, dude. You just do it, man. Pop out a baby. I don't care if it's some fucking retard. Pop out a baby with her. You can do this, man. You would be the greatest father and the greatest everything. You know you have it in you, dude. So just do it, man. You're the best. I love you. I miss you. You're the best. Keep it up. Keep it going. And I hope that you someday get back on Fish Tank, dude, because you absolutely need to get back on that show. You're a part of the Fish Tank lore now, Stev. You're a part of that whole history. So one day you have to go back. You have to go back on Fish Tank. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Cheers. The guy from Counter-Strike for Kids. Thank you, Sarge Fruitiger. Yes, I'm glad you came in here right as I'm about to end the live stream at 30 minutes and saying, hey, it's the guy from Counter-Strike for Kids. Yes, so that video won't be having its anniversary until like the end of this month. I thought it was at the beginning of July. It was at the end of July. So you guys can go ahead and watch this over. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but Stev, we love you. Everybody on this channel loves you. We want you to have a big media career, a big YouTube career, a big internet career. You fucking deserve it, dude. You have always deserved it. You have always been one of the most brilliant guys I have ever known and I ever will know. So, all right, Stev. Hang in there, man. Hey, it's crazy, man, because he's doing a lot better than I am, but I can tell we're going through a lot of the same kind of difficulties or just struggles, right? Like you can tell based off my posts I'm not happy, and maybe you can tell based off some of Stev's posts that he's not happy either. But you know what? We're going to get through this. We're going to grow. We're going to get better. I already feel like it's the end of the world based off the last 3 months that I've had. But here's okay, for all of you guys suffering with depression or any of that stuff, take my advice. You just have to suffer for a few months and things will get better. Okay? I know it's not fun. I know you don't want to do it. I know you want to drink a fucking tall boy or smoke some weed or do whatever you have to do to fucking ignore your depression. But for the most part, man, things will probably change in a few months' time. Something is going to happen in 3 months. Like, Stev being on Fish Tank. Do you know how fucking pumped up I was? How motivated I was to see Stev on Fish Tank for a few days? Like, I was pumped the fuck up, man. I was motivated as a motherfucker. You can be motivated as a motherfucker, too. It just might take a little time. It just might take a few months. And be patient. I think as I get older and as Stev gets older, we get less and less patient. But keep your patience, okay? Stay patient. Good, but then again, the reason I am like kind of acting out because I hear people say all the time, like, well, just go do it now. Go do it now. But some things require patience. Some things, I can't just go to the bar and ask this girl to be my fucking wife. Okay? That's not how it fucking works. Okay? You're going to have to be a little more patient than that. You're going to have to play your cards right. You're going to have to be smart about it. And sometimes when you're going through a rut, man, you're just going to have to sit in the shit for a few months and keep going through it. So it sucks, man, because after I went through this rant, I have 18 people here watching now, and I don't really want to stop it, but I think I have to so that the 18 people here right now can go back and watch it over again, because that was my rant. I think it was an okay one. I was trying to, hey, I'm not very good at motivating people. I try, I try to motivate some, because I work with some people that are like in their 20s, and you try your best to try and fucking, like, you know what? I'm going to give you a pep talk. And those motherfuckers don't even listen to a goddamn thing you're saying, because so many of these young ones are so full of themselves. They think they're worth $1 million. And I'm sorry, if you're in your 20s, you're not worth $1 million. So, all right, guys. Well, I don't think I could get a following, Chris, but I appreciate the sentiment. I love you guys. I love you, Stev. Hey, nothing but love from me. I know I said I was supposed to quit YouTube, but this is a live stream that we're breaking the rules here today. I know somebody's going to comment like, oh, you said you were done, but it's like, you know what, man, I'm depressed. I have no interest in video production anymore, and I'm never probably going to open a video editor again. Anyways, so that's what that was about. And plus, I went through some stuff this year where I had people kind of watching my YouTube channel a little bit. It was creepy. I had some people from my past watching this YouTube channel. And because of that, I made the post about, well, I'm done with YouTube now. I'm done uploading anything on YouTube now. So, because I don't really have anything to upload that's worth saying anyways, except for this right here. This is it. This is what I'm going to leave you guys with. And we love you guys. I salute you. I love you. You guys will always, for the rest of my life, be like when I'm on my deathbed, I will be thinking about the stuff I did on this channel and the people that were on this channel. Like, I know that sounds like a retarded, stupid thing to say, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. I love you guys. And you guys mean so much to me. You don't realize how much you guys mean to me and how happy I was back in those days making those videos for you guys and getting all those comments and all those likes. And, you know, that really was an endorphin boost. That really was a morale boost for me. And, you know, you guys are still doing that to me to this day, and I love you for it, and I appreciate you for it. So, all right, stop fucking talking about Dirty Gary. I'm done with this shit. No more Dirty Gary jokes. We're not talking about Dirty Gary anymore. Fuck Dirty Gary. That was 2007. God damn, that video is almost 20 years old. Fuck you guys for bringing up Dirty Gary. You're dirt. You guys are all dirty for bringing up Dirty Gary. Fuck you guys. All right, no, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I love you guys. All right. See you guys. No, I don't have any one video that I want to talk about anymore. There's no one video to talk about. Except maybe Counter-Strike for Kids. So happy 1 millionth anniversary to Counter-Strike for Kids. It was released at the end of July in 2008 on the Machinima channel, and it blew up out of nowhere. And Stev and I wrote that video on a napkin at Wendy's. We were at Wendy's. We didn't even fucking have a game plan. Walking in, our game plan was let's go eat lunch. And Stev just started fucking writing out those introduction lines like, tired of having your kids playing violent video games? Like, Stev wrote that on a napkin, and it was in the video. So, and no, Pat Rick, we're not talking about Doctor Strange Man. I wasted a whole summer of my life on that video, so we're not talking about Doctor Strange Man. You know, you can waste your whole summer studying and analyzing that video, okay? And then you can come back to us with a video essay, and we'll talk about it on the next live stream, okay? So, all right, love you guys. All right, see you guys. I don't know. Like I say, I know I made those videos about Team Fortress 2 Western. I think that is probably one of the videos that I am most proud of, even though obviously it has its problems. I think if I had to look back and pick one video that I'm the most proud of, I think I'd pick Team Fortress 2 Western. And it's appropriate considering that Stev and I had that divide in 2011 that we are both like fighting at the end of the movie in a duel. Isn't that appropriate, right? How appropriate is that shit, right? I think I predicted the future with that video, right? So, okay, guys, good night. See y'all later. This was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but I will keep it up. I won't delete this, okay? Good night. See you guys later. Hope you guys find me on another community post. And stop making fun of me for, like, making those community posts, man, because I'm just trying to be wholesome. I'm just trying to be, I don't want to say, like, emotional or anything, but I am trying to be I'm trying to give you a deep dive into, like, my personal life, and if you think that's a red flag, then go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Good night. See you around, guys. If I just figure out how to stop this so it actually saves. I want this to save. So if this doesn't save, I'm going to be so fucking mad. So I hope it saves. The community posts are fine, but, like, you know, sometimes I share things, like I made a post about how I hate all women, and I think I got a hate speech violation for it. So maybe we should, like, hold it with those kind of posts, but the other kind of stuff I will talk about. See you guys. All right, talk to you later.